And with that, hello, good evening. Welcome back. Oh, it's been a while. Mark, hello, and Lee, nice to see you guys. Luke, hello, mathematics, hello. Let's see. Good friend, hello, hearsay. Also hello to you, mathematics, hello. Organ Aviator, hello. And the Ghost as well. Yeah. How am I doing? Actually, a little bit better, but the frustrating thing is that the underlying issue with my shoulder hasn't been improving much yet. So at the moment, yeah, my doctor says it's going to take about 4 to 5 weeks to see if the current, means of trying to get this solved works or not. I'm not trying to get into details, but if they don't work, then I'm facing surgery in the next 2 or 3 months. So, and what has kept me from being able to stream was the fact that that the shoulder was inflamed, and I couldn't move my arm. I never had. I can't remember having pain that bad. It was so bad that I couldn't sleep. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the next couple of sessions go with the doctors. Next week I've got my next session. Oh, sorry, mathematics. Sorry, I need to change that. Nightbot command. Just give me a second there. Yeah, so first of all, thank you so much, everyone, for your understanding. Apologies again that I'm not able to, stream the way that I've been streaming over the last couple of years. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But for now, I think I'm good. Pain is okay, so we're good to do some streaming. And so for today, I thought we may as well go and fly the iFly 737 MAX again. So yeah, that way I can use the Brunner yoke, which is always fun to use. And then, yeah, Mykonos. So if anybody wants to join, guys, feel free to do so. We're going to be on VATSIM, obviously. Already lots of aircraft roaming about here. And so the idea is today that we're going to go and fly to Mykonos. Mykonos, very interesting Greek airport. It's about 2 hours flight time to there. And then we've got control in Greece today, which is nice. And then after that flight, what I want to do is use the what's it called? The FSI panel to demonstrate something regarding engine failure on final. The thing is, so it is related to the crash in South Korea of that 737, and yeah, it's just so many different videos have come up. And literally, Andreas, moin. It just seems that every named or every known, better known flight sim or aviation channel out there is commenting on this. So I thought I want to give you 2 options. So we'll have an engine failure due to bird strike, and we continue to approach. And the second one will be that we're gonna have a bird strike and then go around. And I'll give you my thoughts on it, and I'll give you my knowledge regarding the training that I've received. What is the best way to go about? And one of the shocking things is the fact that the last 4 minutes are missing from the flight data and the voice recorders. So that does seem to suggest from the system architecture of the 737 that they had a complete AC power loss. So they were running on battery power only. And that's when all the speculation has started to come up, right? Hey, Arrow. Okay, Ghost, no worries, no worries. All the best for tomorrow then. And Zugoku, thank you much for the wishes. Black Box living up to his name. So let's have a look. So there you go. Now the hey, Jalen. Thank you much, Jalen. Yeah, like I said, it's one thing, and my wife is literally suffering the same as I am because I'm in a bad mood. I can't. You know, I'm just not used to being sick, right? So when there's something that is so painful and so restricting, man, it's annoying. It's really annoying me. But anyways, let's forget about that today, guys. I'm enjoying the stream and gonna enjoy some nice flying today. Yeah, we are gonna be in daytime. The weather should be okay. Let's have a look here. Oh no, hang on. There we are. So the weather should be. There it is. Not too bad. So flight time 2 hours, and we have currently here in Vienna winds from the south. That's why they have 16 for departure currently. A few 700, broken 900, -1 though. That's pretty cold. Chilly -1 degrees, 1039. And then Mykonos currently, ooh, 360, 21 knots. Ugh. Mykonos with that wind is prone to have some nice turbulence. So we'll see how that goes today. And 11 degrees, 1030. And they got temporary, gusting 32. So that's definitely going to be a challenge. So I have 20 minutes extra fuel. And the alternate airport is Athens. And the weather there is maybe some rain, but and some winds until 1500 UTC, but they should be dying down later. So wind should be okay from the north, some rain, but that should be good alternate airport. That looks good. Hey Alpha, hello. Well, the thing is, so one of these things regarding the icing, if you look at the weather currently that they're reporting, so they have temperature -1 and dew point -3. So it is actually not unusual to have no frost in these conditions. So the only thing really that would cause frost on the wings is cold fuel. Organ, okay, yeah, give me a shout when the calculator is ready. Happy to try it out. No, no, at least I've not seen it. So the thing is that temperature, once it equals the dew point, you have 100% humidity. So I don't think you can have more than 100% humidity. But that's a good question. But from a physical kind of point of view, correct me if I'm wrong, you shouldn't have temperatures go below the dew point. Although, hang on, let me correct that actually. What about the fact that you can have supercooled liquid, supercooled droplets in the air? But that's a different phenomenon though, isn't it? That's because you don't have condensation particles where the water droplets can freeze on. But that's a good question. Fascinating question for sure. I want to have a look at the charts for our destination airport, because I was stuck here on the arrival. So if you do the VOR Yankee approach, then we should be able to get a transition. So the arrival, runway 34, is supposed to be, according to the flight plan, Agapu 1 Papa arrival. So it's this arrival there. And let's put this to plan mode. Let's zoom out. And then the transition, however.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the
Let's go
first-class
approach.
cabin,
So we have
where
the Zulu
complimentary
approach,
drinks,
we have the
snacks, and
Yankee
premium flight
approach.
entertainment will be served.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, first subscriber coming in.
I wish
Basic.
you a good recovery, BB711 beloved, BB711 beloved.
Thank you so much, Basic, for the 16 months. Thanks for the wishes. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's a bit of a frustrating time for me in that regard. But thanks for the wishes, and keep you posted regarding. So the only thing, really, I hope that I don't get the kind of inflammation again that I had last week, because that was so painful. Right, let me just find the transition. There's a 12 dB arc. So there's also an Arnaf approach, actually. Hang on, where's my Arnaf approach? Oh, there we go. Arnaf. Let's take Arnaf 3-4. And then it's going to be via Bismo, isn't it? Yeah, via Bismo. It should be Agapu Bismo. And then I'm going to put this onto that, execute. There we go. So now we have a nice transition from the arrival down to the final there. Cool. Excellent. Love it. Do the CBs work? Good question. Let me try. I don't think so. No, they're not. No, you can have failures here, but the CBs don't work. No. Oh yeah, and one more thing. I was trying to get the Microsoft 2020 to work yesterday, and unfortunately, I keep getting these what would they call, the NGXI or something crashes. Hey Nate, have a great Friday. Yes, it's Friday again, isn't it? Oh, well, let me get the clearance first for the... let's have a look. We don't have SEPA DLC here, so I'm going to have to get the tower. 19.4. He's probably going to get super busy. Oh, no, 19.4. 19.4, there we are. Departure ATIS is now Zulu. Wien Tower, guten Abend, die Europa 71 Bravo, information Zulu, requesting clearance please.
Europa 7 Bravo in Tower, good evening, information Zulu, correct, cleared Mykonos, A7 Bravo, departure, climb 5,000 feet, squawk 1512, QNH 1039er.
QNH 1039er cleared to Mykonos via the A7 Bravo departure, runway 16, climb initially 5,000 and the squawk 1512.
Correct.
1512. There we go. And we're climbing up 5,000. That's already set.
Austin 1522, request taxi able Bravo 2.
Austin 1522, taxi 16 Bravo 2 via Whiskey.
16 Bravo 2.
So that's correct. Let me just load the aircraft now. So
Wien Tower, Scandinavia 402 with information Zulu, gate Foxtrot 12, ready for taxi.
Scandinavia 402, taxi on Bravo 2, runway 16.
Just dialing down the sounds just a tad.
Holding point Bravo 2, runway 16.
So there's one more
thank you.
chart I want to pull up here, and that's the parking stands here. So parking stands. So we're parked currently at Foxtrot 12. which is this stand here. Then push back, it'll either be blue center or orange, probably blue. Hey, TV Robenjo and Nigelo. How you doing? TV, not well. It's the inflammation has gotten better, but the underlying problem with the shoulder is still there. And so the therapy that I'm getting takes about 4 to 5 weeks, the doctor said, and then it'll decide whether or not the therapy is enough or if I have to undergo surgery. Getting old sucks, I can tell you that. Right, anyways, so we're going to go with probably whiskey down to runway. Actually, hang on, where's 16? 16 here, isn't it? So we could actually go Bravo 2. If I'm not completely mistaken there. Yeah, it's one of those things.
Awesome, 152 gives way to Scandinavian, Airbus 320.
Yeah, Bravo 2. It's one of those things that is annoying. It's a kind of a age-related issue. So younger people wouldn't have the issue that I have. But I mean, let's stay positive. Let's say positive, let's say it's going to work. So we're going to climb 159, then we got 268,403 R's in. So we got 268,403 R's in. That's all correct. Fantastic. Okay, then what we're going to do is go menu, performance and load, weight and balance. So we have a total of 165. Enter.
Scandinavian 402, will you be ready when reaching?
So we have zero fuel weight, 61 tons.
Can you please say again for Scandinavian 402?
Which means I'm going to have cargo. Let's put
point?
750 or 720 and we put 1,000 there.
Scandinavian 402, wind 130 degrees.
Yeah, so that's good zero fuel weight. Pretty much what we have in the flight plan.
Runway 16, Scandinavian 402. Many thanks.
Shouldn't affect relaxing on nice beach. Yeah, well, I mean, we've got something planned for the end of the month. Not beach, but some relaxation for sure. Hey, Corey. Yeah, sure. Just give me a second. So the fuel is 7.5. Actually, let's put 7.6.
Bravo 2, 16, 2.
Yeah, 7.6. So we put 3.8 completely. 3,800, 3,800, and then 7.6 for the flight. Set the fuel. Excellent. So we're going to put that in there. And then
Scandinavian Airbus 320 line up 16 right behind.
Guide departing Scandinavian in front line and wait runway 16 behind us.
And then complete airport search. There we have Vienna. Oh.
Unreadable, only static. Check your microphone.
Oops, Southern 547 Bravo 0.
There we go. 16.
Request clearance to Bologna.
Oh yeah, the auto thrust settings. So the system page.
Zulu correct.
Then we've got. Hang on. So
Good 547 Bravo cleared to Bologna. Route to Bravo 5000.
no, that's not it. Hang on. Sim menu.
Alles korrekto.
Where was that? Panel style? Oh, there we go. So you want to see. So autopilot. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I have there. And then auto thrust. Auto thrust. That was also there, wasn't it? Auto thrust. So on heading on top. I don't want track on top. Heading on top. And yeah, that looks all right.
1522, wind 130 degrees at knots, runway 16 clear for takeoff.
runway 16, clear takeoff, Austrian 1522.
Good. All right, let's go again.
Alpha, behind departing company.
So we have dry runway. The wind is 130 at 8. So I'm going to put 130 at 5.
Scandinavian 402, contact wind radar.
Temperature is -1. Okay, it does that with a meter per second. So we're going to take 130 at 3. And the QNH was 1039. Takeoff weight is good. CG is good. We'll take TO1. We'll do flat 5, air conditioning on, and then engine ITIs can remain off because it's clear. So that's the calculation. So we have, for the 69 tons, we have DTO1 46, 5.45 or 44, and then we've got 141, 142, 150. And the reserves, by the way, is 2 tons for Athens. Level 370.
1522 zum Radar, bis gleich.
Radar bis gleich, Austrian 1522.
I'm trying to request the winds again, because I'm not sure if that works in here. But anyway, so in... Oh, hang on, 10,000, is that correct? For the transition... Transition is in 10,000, that's correct. Oh, hang on, look at that. Let's load the wind data. Let's see if that works. Cool. Yeah, that works. That's really nice. So if we go to Vienna. Oh no. Oof. I thought we... Oh, error. You mean like so we don't have flashing indication there or what? Hey Freda, moin.
134,675,
But that's auto page 2. Okay, so Corey, no worries. Hang on. Let me just try again. System page, autopilot, page down. There we go.
Current 562, information Zulu, cleared standstill,
Inhibit throttles when auto throttle engaged. Yeah, I think that's what you want, right?
04, QNH 1039.
Inhibit yoke when autopilot engaged. Yeah, let's set that. Yeah, Corey, sorry for that. Cool. Excellent.
Just to confirm, initial climb clearance is 5,000 feet and read the correct.
It's only useful when the initial altitude is the same as the as transition altitude. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Cruise wind. We've got the wind data, so let's just go ahead and go again. TO1, that was 46. And then we had 41, 42, 50. That's 5. 42, 150, which means I'm going to put the 150 up here now. And then for the initial, that's 159 for the heading and 5,000 for the altitude. That means we are pretty much ready. (159). LNAV, VNAV armed. So let's start the APU. I'm going to put the forward pump. Actually, let's put all the pumps on here. Clear for hydraulic, lining after that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. Here comes the pressure. Parking brake is set, squawk is set. Transponder on. Terrain, traffic. Cool. Right. Oh, an angle of attack. I don't want an angle of attack sensor there. That's something that's always putting me off. So system, we want private flight display. I don't want the angle of attack indicator. There we go. That's gone now. Fantastic. Cool. Hey, Roy, I have set him. What do you mean set? Oh, yeah, you need to click on those. Sorry, you're right. Yeah, you have to click on these values. Otherwise, they don't show up. Cool, thanks. Perfect, thank you much. So we can close up now. So we can go system, then ground support, disconnect, chocks, disconnect, and then doors, close. Close the doors, fantastic. And then APU bleed on. Now I'm pretty happy with that. So give you a quick briefing here. So taxi out via Bravo 2 should still be fine. No hotspots. And then departure route.
Austin 547 Bravo, wind 1308, 16 clear for takeoff.
547 Bravo, we need a minute 30. Is still clear to line up?
Yeah, as briefed, up 5,000 to Arzin, sector 2,700. Initial climb was 5,000, so above the sector altitude.
Line up and wait. 547 Bravo.
We have 7,600 kilograms of fuel. That gives us 20 minutes extra for Mykonos. Departure specials, threats, nothing there really. Beautiful weather. Not too much traffic. So I'm happy with that. That means we're good for a checklist here. Oh yeah, and we have, let's see, NADP 2, 1600, 1600. So that goes under VNAV, takeoff, page 2. So we have 1,000 feet acceleration height, engine out 1500, and reduction is also 1,000 feet height. Perfect. Right. Okay, so engine failure straight out, 18 miles from Whiskey Golf Mike, left turn back to Whiskey Golf Mike and hold, which means I'm going to put Whiskey Golf Mike in here as a VOR. So that is 112.20.
Okay, 547 Bravo is ready.
Let's have a look.
1308, 16 clear takeoff.
It could be that Vagram is already inoperative. Yeah, well, you get used, you know, Powdy, you get used to that. HD Sim, hey, and Vitiam, Nabend. No, is it the Boris sound pack? Is that also for the Max? I thought that was for the PNDG. Or was that? That's pretty new then, isn't it? Yeah, it could be that Vagram is not active anymore. Let's try it. So that's Fisherman 10.4. Yeah. Yeah, I think Vagram is decommissioned. So I think I think I updated this, but I'm not sure if I didn't send that to Senshai or
547 Bravo zum Radar, destination of Vienna, ciao.
or if it's still cached in here.
That was
Let's just have a look here on the website. No, it's the same there. Oh, interesting. Okay. Good. So we have that. And then I will have the checklist, 737 normal checklist. Gonna add that as well. And then we have The first set of checklists, we have pre-flight oxygen, tested 100%, navigation transfer and display switches up here. Normal auto. We have window heat on, pressurization mode selector auto, and we have flight instruments heading 201, altimeter is 1039, 610 feet. Aviation 600, so 3 times checked. Then we have park brake set, we have engine start levers cut off, thrust levers are idle, and that's it. Pre-flight checklist completed. Ignition to right. Thank you.
1522 wind tower.
That's true. I think the iFly sounds are good as they are, but I'm always happy to try out new things, so I wouldn't mind trying out the new set there. Europa 71 Bravo stand, Fox 12 requesting push, please.
Europa 71 Bravo, push inside approved, blue line.
Push that approved on the blue line. Europa 71 Bravo, thank you. Before start, items.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
That is all set. Let's try a before start checklist to the line. Fuel, 7,600 kilograms. Pumps are on. Passenger signs on. MCP V2150 heading 159.
Departure checks completed.
Altitude 5,000. V1 141. VR 142. It should be actually. And V2 is 150. CD pre-flight is completed. Rudder aileron trim are neutral. So 3 and 0. Taxi takeoff briefing completed. Below the line, flight deck door is closed and locked. Doors are all closed, and the anti-collision light is
Locking
on.
gear.
Fantastic. Hey, Hilo, shalom. So blue line is here.
Tower, hello again. Quebec 561 requesting flight up.
Last second calling again.
Exiting from
Quebec
editing mode.
561
Release parking brakes,
requesting
please.
start up.
Commencing push.
Clear 561 start up, please.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Direct 562 request start. And what was my squawk?
4604.
Here we go.
start approved.
What time is it? How long did we take? Half an hour. Not too bad. Not too bad. Seen worse. Right.
Quebec 562.
So let's
start
configure
approved.
now the
And
packs
squawk
to
6,
off.
Correction 4604.
Isolation valves open for
Start approved and
the engine, and then
4604.
let's start
Correct.
right engine. So here we wait for the motoring to finish.
1522 zum Pudley radar, ciao.
Zum Pudley radar, Austrian 1522, servus.
Indian Tower, UT 773, ready for push start to gate. Back to hotel for
B773 Wien. Wien Tower, good evening. Push inside approved orange line.
push approved orange.
So they're going to wait for the motoring to disappear, and then we put the fuel control switch to idle. There it is.
Cineplex with Wien Tower, sea radio, wind 130 degrees set, knots, camera 11, clear to land.
11, clear to land. Finale, 5 Please set parking brakes.
currently,
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine
Tower,
start.
good evening, Austrian 815 stands Foxtrot.
so currently I am
30,
actually
request
enjoying the
start.
iFly Max more than a PNG 737.
Europa 71 Bravo, are you ready to taxi?
We'll take about 2 more minutes. Europa 71 Bravo. That's not left engine.
Austrian 815, just to confirm, do you already have your tug connected?
Yeah, I do.
Then Austrian 815, push inside approved orange line.
There we go. So he's pushing orange line.
Push approved orange line, Austrian 815.
Hey, yeah, the Adria routes are nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Especially Mykonos.
Tower, good evening, Lufthansa 9011 at gate Foxtrot 17.
Very challenging approach there. Looking forward to that. And with that, Brunner yoke.
Information Zulu board requesting IFR clearance to Frankfurt.
Again, waiting for that to disappear. So manual motoring, there it is. Here comes the fuel.
Lufthansa 9011, Wien Tower, good evening. Information Zulu, cleared Frankfurt.
Where's my window?
Looking to Bravo, climb 5000, squawk 1000, QNH 1039er.
Ah.
Clear to Frankfurt via LOWW to Bravo. Initial climb 5000, squawk
Look at that.
1000, QNH 1039er.
Another 737 there. Beautiful. Right. Let's tell him that we've got a good engine start.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Cool. Good engine start before taxi items. Flaps 5. One recall check. And we'll do a flight control check.
Unlocking gear.
Full up. Down.
And
Left.
Quebec 7.
Right.
Quebec
Good
561,
flight control check.
Ready for taxi.
Hey, Iowa Scotsman.
Would you prefer
Tow truck
the
disconnected.
second
Oops.
Bravo 4 for
Bypass
departure,
pin
or do you
removed.
require more legs?
Now we can take Bravo 4 to
Left is clear.
561.
Right is clear.
How to get that round? What round dial thingy?
561, taxi holding point Bravo 4.
This one here? I mean, it's in the
via
settings for
Quebec,
sure.
Exit 15 and Lima, squawk 4616.
Taxi holding point Bravo 4 165 Quebec.
So
exit
before
1,
taxi
5,
checklist, generators
and
on,
Lima and
pro peach on, anti-ice off, isolation valve is in auto position, engine start switches continuous, recall checked, auto brake RTO, and engine start levers idle, flight controls checked, and the ground equipment is clear.
Bravo 4, then advance, just follow your company to
There he is, all clear. So
Thank you,
trim is already set. Fantastic. Oh, the Flow Pro app. Oh, that round thing. Yeah, that's from Parallel 42. Flow Pro. Yeah. I mean, they have a free version as well. Oh, where's my HUD? Hold on. Where's my HUD? HUD. There, enable HUD. Ha.
Speaker 1442, Wien Tower, good evening. Information Alpha, cleared Zagreb, Stein for Bravo, climbed 5000 feet, squawk 1000, QNH 1039er.
I guess I need to set my viewpoint so that I can see the HUD better like that. I think that's a bit better, isn't it?
Cine 5 Victor, first left on Mike.
Very posh, yes.
And exit 11, gate
Only the
Charlie
best for me.
Mike, exit 11, gate Charlie 33, Finnair 5 Victor. Thank you.
And Europa 71 Bravo, request taxi.
Europa 71 Bravo, taxi holding point Bravo 2, runway 16.
Bravo 2 holding point 16, Europa 71 Bravo.
Clear to Zagreb, style via
So right side clear,
stay 4B, transition
left side clear, and
altitude
off we go.
5000 after departure, contact Vienna. Speedbird 1442, tower Speedbird 1442 at gate. Sorry, my bad. Sorry.
Speedbird 1442, no problem. Cleared Zagreb. Stein, Sierra Tango Echo India November 4 Bravo departure. Initial climb clearance 5,000 feet.
So here we're gonna swap over to the
1000
normal line there, yellow line.
UNH 1039.
It's amazing they still weren't able to fix the issue when he brake and he changed the view.
Clear to Zagreb.
That the aircraft just continues to brake.
Then for Bravo, altitude 5000.
So here should be Bravo 2, a very short taxi time.
000 speed.
I think the engines have a, is it a 5 minute warm-up time, or is it 3 minutes here? I think 3 minutes should be fine.
Correct.
The before take checklist, flaps 5 green light, stabilizer trim is 5.44, well 5.43 units set.
16 November X-ray, Wien Tower,
that's
good evening,
the
information Alpha, clear Tallinn,
before
Bravo, climb 5,000
take
feet,
checklist complete.
squawk 4601, QNH 1039.
Set the HUD camera preset.
Correct.
Tower BT 773 for taxi.
BT 773, taxi on point Bravo 2, runway 16.
Only point Bravo 2 for runway 16, BT 773.
Europa 71, Bravo, wind 130 degrees, 6 knots, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Runway 16 cleared for takeoff. Europa 7 more Bravo. What did I press now, for crying out loud? Oh, guys, how do I unpause the sim? What? Oh, click here. it says blinking huge letters. Click here to unpause. I've never seen that. It's 3 minutes when OT is above. So okay.
Weiteres touch and go to full stop.
Right, cleared for takeoff. I've never seen that here in the iFly. What did I press? So elapse time will start automatically. Let's do a rolling takeoff here. That's how oh, hang on. Where's my sound files?
On runway 16.
All right, takeoff. Auto thrust. And where's the... We'll try that one. Right, takeoff. AT2.6, thrust is set. 100 knots were checked. V1, rotate. Careful with the pitch. Pause rate, gear up.
Awesome 1522, wind 13036 knots, 160, touch and go.
160, touch and go, 152.
Europa 71 Bravo, contact wing radar 134.675. Goodbye.
34675, thank you, bye bye, Europa 71 Bravo. So we have LNAV, VNAV speed, trying to get that circle into the aircraft there. Let's go flaps 1. A little bit workload reduction here. There we go, flaps up. 34675.
Direct Whiskey 664, descent level 110.
So,
That clear direct Whiskey 664, pending 110.
I didn't see it roll back. I was busy trying to fly the aircraft.
Airline Golf Romeo, slightly expedited descent.
So VNAV out. Yeah, my detents on my Bravo throttle quadrant
Slightly expedited descent.
are misaligned for some reason, which is kind of weird. Wien, Servus, the Europa 7 Bravo, maintaining 5,000.
Europa 7 Bravo, hello, radar contact, climb level 230, clear direct Asien.
Climb level 230 and direct to Asien, Europa 7 Bravo. Danke. So we have... there we go, VNAV, N1, VNAV speed, and we go direct to Asien. Oh yes, and big topic is the wind wing.
And at Golf Romeo, you have 2 8-track miles
MCDUs, right?
for you. Roger, and at Golf Romeo, turn right heading 020, descend 4000.
4000.
Right, that's headphone simulation there for you. That's literally what you would hear
1522, hello, radar contact. Again,
with those noise compensated headsets.
1522, roger, turn further left 360. Further left 360,
Beautiful. Yeah, guys, it's not real time. Very simple reason for that is that we want to see something from the scenery. Otherwise, it's going to be a very long, dark flight. And Europe is beautiful, so I'd rather have it this way. Cool, let's accelerate. Here we go. We got transition, set altimeters, cross check.
With 704?
Standard set. Right, we've got cleaned up.
704.
So we have the after takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds on. Good climb rate on the cabin. PAX auto. Landing gear is up. And flaps up, no lights. And that's the after takeoff checklist complete.
61 airborne passing 3000. Step by.
Oh, is that 1,000 feet arrow? Okay, yeah, so definitely. So
704, expect ILS 11, you cleared Marbot 5 kilo transition. Okay, step by.
Oh, Andreas, yeah, it's so I was just saying that obviously the MCDUs seem to have been keeping the website really busy. So I tried to access the Windwing website this morning and I couldn't here in Europe. So
Europa 71 Bravo für der Client 1228, goodbye.
228, Dankeschön, die Europa 71 Bravo. So obviously that means that there's a huge demand for those MCDUs, right? And I know from my community, like Ian writes, a lot of people have ordered or pre-ordered the MCDU. I was actually tempted because I have a A320 MCDU, which is also good, not from Windwing, but from some other producer. That's a good MCDU. What I like about Windwing is the fact that they offer some great solutions in combination with my MTS MonsterTech flight sim setup. So that way I could easily get that mounted, that MCDU mounted very nicely. So I was kind of tempted to order the 777 MCDU, but But since Andreas just asked me if I have tried the Mosa force feedback base, and believe it or not, I actually ordered it today, but not so much for Airbus, actually for my kind of fighter setup. There is some things going on in the background regarding
Welcome aboard
DCS,
the Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience.
and I'll post some pictures, videos soon regarding cockpit setup, F-18 cockpit setup. We're just getting crazy. We're just getting crazy. So yeah, I did order the Mosa force feedback base as well now, and the stick to it. Hey Daniel, thanks so much for 34 month servers. No, not quite. So the inflammation is better. So I'm not in so much pain anymore, but the underlying issue isn't resolved. So I'm still undergoing therapy, hoping that it'll work. If not, I am potentially facing surgery in the next couple of months, but we'll see. So at the moment, I'm optimistic that the normal therapy will work, and then we'll see. I don't know. So Avian, do you think? I mean, I saw the MCDUs $139 plus tax and shipping. I think that's quite a competitive price, really, because the other MCDUs prior, they were in the region of about 300 to 350 euros. So for me, I would say it's actually a very competitive price. Hey, Carbonbear, greetings. -4, nice. Yeah, we had, I think last night we had -2 or -3 degrees here as well, which is nice. I do like some, some winter kind of feeling. Yeah, so regarding flight simulation, currently I'm a bit kind of frustrated with Microsoft 2024. And correct me if I'm wrong, but officially the only aircraft supporting Microsoft 2024 is the Phoenix. And which other add-ons? So external add-ons, not the Microsoft add-ons, but the external add-ons. So PMDG is not working yet officially.
Where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Hey Trostbrot, Dankeschön. Thanks for 18 months. The Avrojet. Oh yeah, you're right. Just Flight Avrojet is also RJ. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Comanche, true. TV Revenger Comanche. I've tried the Comanche. FlySimware. What's FlySimware? What add-ons do they have? Arrow, yeah. I'm running into these DGXI driver, so the hung driver issue at the moment, but that could be NVIDIA driver related. Mr. Libos, yeah, let me see if I can get you a permit. There we go. So, Mr. Libos, if you could be kind enough. Yeah, but the 300, 600 premium, that's the Microsoft version, isn't it? Thank you much. Cool. All right. So let's have a look here. So compatibility list. Cool. I'll save that. So filter. So we have Comanche. And then we got lots of airports. And then we got Transal, Fugamagister, those kind of aircraft. Then we have the TBM 850, Turbine Duke Black Square, the Bonanza from Black Square, I guess. Blackbird simulations. Okay, but yeah, but airliners, Captain Scam, no. Coronado, no, don't like Coronado either. Oh yes, the CLWS DA42. I need to try that again because that's a good add-on. Okay. But it seems like the Inibelt's A300 600 Premium is payware. Okay, I need to look into that. Yeah, true, TV Revenjo. That's what I thought as well. And I mean, PNG has also commented on, you know, lack of kind of, you know, support and help from Asobo. Yeah. Yeah, so Andreas, the thing is with the base, the problem is if I mount the base to fly with the F-18, then it's going to be difficult to mount it to use it with an Airbus. You would literally have to get another set to have that kind of, you know, quick mount with the Airbus side stick. And to be honest, I think for the Airbus, the Thrustmaster is perfectly fine. I mean, the Monza will be better, no doubt. But I think, you know, but I'll see what I can do. Nice, a lot of sounds, kind of the bass hum in the background there. Beautiful. Oh, and the heat blur from the engines. That's nice. That's really cool. Hey, Drehflügler. Okay, so Drehflügler, my question is, which add-ons would you use that? And for those that are not sure what we're talking about here, so there is a force feedback flight stick available. And I mean, they've been making, I think they started out making racing wheels, right? So for normal racing, they have lots of stuff there. But they went into flight simming as well, and so they have flight simulation gear. So they even offer thrust levers, which is interesting. And now I don't really need any of that, but so you can see here you have the setup for the A320, so the Airbus kind of setup, and the and I would assume, isn't that the same base or not? Yes, yeah, so you have a base, and then the A320 kind of Airbus stick would be another 89 euros. So with tax and shipping, we're talking about 900 euros, 800 to 900 euros. And that's actually quite a deal, right? That's quite expensive. Am I German? Yes, I am German. Yeah, that's true. So that would be interesting to see, because that's supposed to work. So apparently, so it gives you dynamic feedback, simulates various flight conditions such as taxiing, takeoff, landing, turbulence. So you'll feel vibrations in the stick there. So you have customization, fine tuning. Yeah. It should be compatible with Thrustmaster Vertpulse groups, really. Yeah, it says it's a force feedback base supports third-party flight sticks. Hey DX1, greetings to Dallas. Yeah, hey, I've been to Dallas last year actually, IRL. Cool. Oh, it does? So it does work with the Flight Sim project side stick. Hey, Andreas, okay, that's good news. That is very good news. Yeah, so exactly. So Aviamar, that's a question, isn't it? So the only thing really, what you could do with the MOSA regarding Airbus would be to adjust the curves in a way that gives you a more realistic A320 feel, because the real A320 flight stick has actually quite a lot of resistance. So it's got so much dampening that it does take some force to move it, and the thrustmaster base doesn't have the same kind of force. So even though the thrustmaster isn't bad, the real stick actually requires more force. Yeah, V1 Simulations does use that stick. Yeah, and as many, he's actually responsible for me getting the Brunner yoke, force feedback yoke. So it's his fault, and I guess in some regards it's also his fault that I'm getting the MOSA force feedback. So I hope he gets some money for the advertisement that it makes for them, because it is working, at least for me. So yeah, and one good question that, like the Drehflügler says, I mean, those of you who fly helicopters, so helicopter flying is a bit different when it comes using the collective and the stick. So so I know from the Apache, what you would do is you would do something with the stick, right? To get the aircraft flying, stick and the rudder pedals, to get the aircraft fly coordinated in a certain direction, right? And then you press a button to kind of lock that state. So that means you can relax your grip. I wouldn't let go of the stick completely, but you can relax your grip, but the stick isn't centered, right? So the stick is actually off center, but the aircraft is, if you like, is trimmed, but it's a different system. So if the MOSA was able to do that and simulate that, that would be very interesting, because that would be a lot more realistic. So let's go VNAV. So we've got VNAV path, FMC speed. That looks all good. Oh, we can switch off lights and seatbelts as well, right? So, and then what we can do is have a look at the stations, and then we've got Tango Papa Lima. Can we actually show that in Mark? Do you know, Mark? Here in or anybody else in Volanta, on that map, can you actually show VORs? Is that possible here? Yeah, I tried the Apache 2 days ago, setting things up again, and yeah, the VORs here on the Volanta, you can't. No, okay. Yeah, you could use Navigraph for sure, right? So I can go and get my map out. So we're inbound to Barbit, and I was going to try have a look at the VUR. Kilo Lima Sierra to the right, and then we've got another VUR further down, which is Belgrade. Belgrade is 1205. Okay, so let's have a look here. Come on. So that should be Belgrade. It's only 120 miles, 100 miles away. I'm not sure why that's not tuning. Okay, let's try Sierra Mike India, which is this one there. And that's... Is it 17.0? Let's try it here. NAF ident page. Init index NAF data NAF 8 ident. So let's have a look for a Sierra Mike India. Yeah, 17.0. That's weird. VOR. Kilo Lima Sierra, let's try that. That should be 109.25. Ah, there we go. We got that at least. You just bought a new chair in preparation for it. Nice. What kind of chair, Andreas? Well, the question is, so obviously with all these add-ons, so peripherals, right? If you have one of your favorite aircraft like A320 series, let's say, and you're literally flying that non-stop, right? You love the 320 and looking forward to 350 coming out soon. Oh yeah, by the way, 350, any news on the release date? Yeah, I'm trying to show there's the one VUR. So yeah, now it's Sierra Mike India as well. So we have both of them now. Although that's number 2 set, number 1. It could be just a DME, not VUR. Nothing official, okay. Right, Mr. Liebers asks, if you're fresh out of school today, would you still choose to pursue a career? Oh, okay, so, so, Mr. Liebers, that is personally one of the toughest questions, so aviation related, you can ask. And honestly, it would be too arrogant and too, yeah, let's just say arrogant for me to answer that with a yes or no, because there are changes coming, and I'm not sure if you're referring to, the news coming out regarding single pilot ops or reduced crew operations, whatever that's called, especially here in Europe. The EASA and Airbus is pushing that along very aggressively. So there are going to be changes in the next, 15, 20, 30 years, right? So currently the profession as an airline pilot is still very interesting. It is still well paid, and is still a lot of fun. you know, in its current state, you would get a huge, you know, sense of appreciation, a huge sense of achievement, and job satisfaction, no doubt, in its current state. The only issue I personally have is the way potentially the job could change for, you know, being an airline pilot. So the whole surroundings. What do I mean by that? Well, first of all, let's say we get even more automation, not just from aircraft side, but also from air traffic control side. There are currently plans, and there are currently studies being done on how to make even, you know, in Europe, ATC become more automated, right? So the question is, and what I do know, and that's a fact, what I do know is that there are currently thoughts and studies being done on reducing overall training times for airline pilots. So they are trying to take out things which they say are not necessary to know these days anymore. And so, you know, the goal would be to reduce overall training time. That per se, for me, isn't an issue as long as the important things are obviously still being taught. And one of those is obviously, you know, basic flying, and some very basic understanding of navigation, systems and so on. But of course, there are certain things that are still mandatory to learn these days, and which you are then, you know, being tested on, which doesn't make sense because a lot of these systems are not even enforced anymore. They're not used anymore these days. So, so you know, to have, at least on the theory side, have some reduction there would make sense to me. But regarding stick time, so actual flying time, that to me would be counterproductive. So I don't see it being a good idea to reduce overall flight training time. I think that has been reduced already way too much. So the practical side has to remain at least what it is now, and I think it should be increased again. Theory side, yes, you could take some things out which are not necessary anymore these days. Hey Stepke, nice to see you. And Elias, moin. Yeah, so I don't have an answer. I don't know. Nobody knows how these studies and these you know, these tries or these new rules will come into the aviation world here in Europe. And people are saying in the US, it will never come. Single pilot concept would never be approved in the US. I don't know. I don't live in the US, but I can say here in Europe, there are clear studies being done at the moment, and there's experts saying in the next 5 years we'll see already these reduced pilot operations, so reduced pilot in cruise operations in cargo planes from, you know, Airbus A350. I think also has some options there, and that's the big thing really. And then obviously at some point when you lower the hurdles to become an airline pilot, you reduce the training times and training costs maybe even, then the question is, you know, how long will it take for airline managers to come in and say, oh, you know, You don't need to be so good anymore. You don't need to learn so much anymore these days. You don't need to be so well trained anymore because automation has become so good. So your high wages aren't justified anymore. All right. Will it come? I don't know. No one knows. Yeah, the winds at in Mykonos are crazy. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Never is a very long time. Yeah. So. Yeah, and the thing is, Arrow. Yeah, I know. I see it the same way. But they are arguing, saying that they would only allow it to be implemented if it poses the same or higher degree of safety as having 2 pilots. So that's what they're saying. All right. But, looking at things, how things change with AI, and I don't know. I'm not an expert in that field. Well, so Aero, the thing is, they are currently working on certain systems. Because one of the arguments, Aero, is, what happens if you have one pilot like me, like here in Cruise Flight? Or let's pretend now I'm on my own here, right? So my first officer is on his break. Hey, Bayjam.
Welcome aboard the
Jam,
Captain
thanks so
Black
much.
Box Christmas and New Year infotainment
Need to change the jingle.
Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin where seasonal aperitifs, canapes and Christmas cheer will be served. Thank you.
Although, you know what? I mean, it's Christmas soon anyways, isn't it? So I might as well just leave it in. So, Bajam242, thank you so much for the 2 months. Much appreciated. I hope you're well. Elias, you have a question regarding something about that till 2030 VR approaches or VR back-end approaches should be replaced by RF. Okay. I think, Elias, that has me worried because of the, as you probably are referring to, the GPS spoofing, GPS spamming. We already seeing, which country was it that, was it Lithuania or Estonia, where they had the issue that there's some airports which only serve RF approaches now, and because of the spoofing there, the GPS spoofing and the GPS jamming, yeah, they couldn't fly the RF approaches anymore. So I don't know if it's a good idea to remove that infrastructure. I mean, NDBs, yeah, you can get rid of NDBs, but VORs, I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Yeah. Oh, okay, thank you much, Mark. I'll have a look for the DM. Much appreciated, Mark. Dankeschön. Let's have a look. So, okay, it says load nav data. Okay, hang on. That is. Hold on. I'm wondering where do I find that? Nav data, nav data, nav data. I don't see the nav data stuff on there, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe it doesn't need the Navigraph link up. Okay. Let's have a look if I can. Let's see if I can find that profile. the settings somewhere, maybe. Map. Aircraft schedules, events, teams. Yeah, I'll have a look at that offline. Yeah, Mark, thank you much, though. Much appreciated. Right, so where were we? Yeah, so yeah, I think it's a bad idea regarding VORs or decommissioned VORs if you know, you pose threats with GPS spoofing and jamming. Yeah, and regarding single pilot ops, so let's say, you know, I'm on my own here. So the only, I mean, not the only, but an issue could arise with an abnormal that causes you to have a really high workload immediately. So that would be one of the arguments against single pilot operations, right? But the industry, so Airbus, for example, is implementing automatic emergency descent, for example. It's already implemented in A350, right? They are implementing maybe new checklists or a system that automatically sets certain switches and valves, etc., when you have a certain abnormal. You know, so what I'm saying is that they're going to think about implementing systems that will reduce or help reduce the workload in case of certain abnormals. VATSIM radar with a nav rig of such an upgrade, though. Okay, let's have a look. So, some boundaries, Iveo, scenery map, airports. Okay. Yeah, and one of the arguments that Airbus had, saying that it's definitely not economically driven, but then again on their worksheet that they published, you know, listing all the advantages of single pilot operations, actually one of the points was economical, you know, standpoints. So anything, you know, cost saving. So right now, I think it's a tough time for young people, you know, that are facing now the decision to, you know, to pursue a career as an airline pilot. And we're talking about, you know, someone that's in the 20, let's say, you know, is 20, 22, 23, and potentially flying until 65 at least, right? That's 40 years of flying we're talking about. So in 40 years time, there will be changes. The question though is how much. I could put this off here as well. Gillette. Yes, Elias. So I had a discussion with an engineer. He actually worked prior to becoming a pilot here. He worked at Airbus, and he said as well that one of the big incentives for this single pilot operation is, like Elias just wrote, is the fact that they're facing pilot shortages in the future. Is it really, Airbus? 68 in Japan already? I know that they discussed 67 in the US, but I think it didn't come through, did it? The thing is though, so hey, moin Voyager, wie geht's? So the question is though, Ghost, so if Airbus, let's say Airbus comes out with an A350 that gets the approval for single pilot cruise operations, which means nowadays when you have 3 pilots on board, so long flights where each of the pilots gets a rest during the flight. So if you can cut out that extra pilot already on those flights, imagine the savings or the potential to reduce the amount of pilot shortage in that regard. And let's say Airbus gets that approved, that would put a lot of pressure on Boeing. Right, we're getting close to Skopje. There's a Skopje there. Weather is beautiful. Now I was going to do a fuel check in a minute. For that, I'm going to need my flight plan. So Raksat is supposed to be 1 hour 4 minutes after takeoff. So let's have a look. That's going to be in about 20 minutes. Yeah, 1 hour 3 minutes. So that looks pretty good. And at Raksat, we're supposed to have 5.3 tons of fuel. Oh, then we've lost some fuel here. Oh no, disregard, not 2 tons. Hang on. I had. Let's have a look. How much extra did I put in? 20 minutes, which equals to about 800 kilograms. Disregard. So we want to have 4.1 tons at Raksat. 4.1 tons. 4.1, and that means, yeah, that we've got more than we need. Yeah, we didn't have much taxi out time, did we? Oh no, I forgot TCAS. What? Lol. Bruno, where were you at the beginning? It's your fault. Blame Bruno. Let's see. There you go. 14 times. Right, hang on. Where's my traffic? So if I go traffic now, there it is. Traffic. There you go. Traffic, and let's put this to below. There we go. Ah, TCAS active. Oh. 67 as in Lebensjahr in Japan. This is oh well, you mean like in Japan they're healthier and fitter at 67. Okay, it didn't go through in the US, but 67 was a thing in Japan for a decade now, and somewhere picked up the number 68. Okay, well, to be fair, humans on average are getting older. Right, so it begs the question, if someone at the age of 68, hey Mark, thank you very much.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Christmas and New Year infotainment experience. Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin where seasonal aperitifs, canapes and Christmas cheer will be served. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, for gifting Bruno the sub. 363 gifted subs on the channel, Mark. Thank you so much for that. My God. Right, so hang on. Where's my setup there? Where's login? Login. There we are. But Jam, honestly, and that's just my personal opinion, I like it. I like this add-on. It's definitely on PMDG level. I mean, and that's a question. I don't know how much you fly the 737 series, how much you care for the extras here, the displays, and you know, I can't make that call for you, I'm afraid. I prefer this one over the PMDG, but that's only me, right? It's hard for me to you know, say what you should do. Hey Lilienthal, lovely to see you. Wie geht's? So let me have a look. That's the alert box settings, right? Yeah, alert box settings. Then let's have a look for the gifted subs. There we go. So gifted subs.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Lilienthal, my God, it's only 4 months away now, Lilienthal. 96 months of support. Oh my God. Oh, time flies, time flies, time flies. Big round of applause for that, Lilienthal. Thank you very, very much for that.
A gift from me.
So now I think the gifted sub has not changed. And Hayden, hello to you. They are releasing the SP1, updating it to the Max 9 extension. Okay, wow. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So we only talk about airline operations. So if it's non-commercial, sure, yeah, you're right. You can fly at higher range. But like I said, it's one of those you know, discussions. So let me just see.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight...
So I think now we have the settings correct. Yeah, Elias, so that's another question regarding you know, AI and making some jobs obsolete. I mean, new jobs are created, right? Somewhere else. That's how things progress. It's going to be dangerous if the jobs lost due to new technologies exceed the amount of jobs being created through new technologies. So that's really the question, isn't it? HT320, thank you much. Yeah, I'm happy to be back streaming. I missed you guys as well. The thing is, though, I was under very, very strong pain, and I actually had some very strong painkillers, and I was so tired, and yeah, I couldn't sleep. Yeah, and the therapy isn't over, so that the whole issue isn't gone yet. It's just that the inflammation that I had, which caused that pain, has subdued, which is nice. But the underlying issue is still there, and yeah, now it's just a matter of hoping that the next session will not kick the inflammation up again. In wartime, they would also raise the age limit. Yeah, sure. I mean, in wartime, anything is possible, right? No doubt. Right, yeah, look at that. It's beautiful now. Near Skopje. Little bit of snow in the background there. Look at that. Gorgeous. The views are beautiful. Stars into Vienna. Well, yeah, I mean, there are certain times, but usually Vienna is Vienna Wednesday, where it's really, really busy. Today it's Friday, Frankfurt Friday, I think. So Frankfurt is probably going to be really, really busy. And yeah, Elias and the studies, they've brought up some really kind of, you know, a few points which I find amusing to a certain extent. So they actually they studied on what would happen if one of the pilots in the flight deck had to quickly go and you know, relieve himself or herself, right? So obviously you would have to call the other pilot in that regard, right? Call the other pilot and then go out, you know, to the restroom, right? However, there were certain studies, you know, to have look into certain things like diapers. No joke, diapers, or have pilots have a toilet seat. No joke, they looked into this. Have a toilet seat below the seat here, a toilet below, but obviously that's from hygiene, a hygiene kind of point of view. That's ridiculous, right? Now, no joke. Now what they're thinking about is actually implementing a toilet at the back here, right? And with a screen, so the pilot can monitor the instruments on the screen, right, to see if anything out of the usual. And of course, he would have audio to listen to the ATC calls. No joke. They are looking into this. But the thing is, I mean, you're still gonna have to pull up your pants, right, to get to the front seat. I mean, right? It's just. I'm not sure, Brun. I think they have a door to the crew rest in the cockpit, but I'm not sure if. Well, they could have 747s where the toilet door is actually within the flight deck. Yeah, so for now, yeah, put the Xbox controller in the toilet, right? I mean, why not? So yeah, this is no joke. This is actually ongoing as we speak right now. So the pedal to speak to communicate with ATC. I don't know. Yeah, it's pure madness. Look at the scenery here. How beautiful. Really pretty. So Alpha says he believes the United Airlines 777 have toilets in the flight deck. Okay. Do you have engine out procedures? Yeah, the thing is though, so one thing that I have to see, I mean, so these engine out procedures, they do change from time to time. For example, if one of the VORs gets pulled, I think this one in Vienna got pulled. And I think I've already changed that file, but maybe I forgot to send it to Senshai to upload it to the website. So we do usually have some engine up procedures. Oh, well, look at that, Mykonos. I actually have a little file here from Mykonos regarding visual circlings as well. Yeah, so here we go, engine out 3.4 and 1.6. Mykonos. Only instrument approach is published runway 3.4, hence... Is that correct? Is there no... Yeah, there's only approach procedures for 3.4. So if you have to do a circling 1.6, there's kind of an unofficial way of circling. And I mean, it's a visual approach, but you can help yourself with some of these waypoints, like 300 degrees, 6 miles, and so on, and then kind of program your own waypoints. To circle. Right now they got 10 degrees, 22 gust 32. It's on the web, so you can do, it's three options. So one of them would be the Flow Pro app with our widget from our Discord server. That's the first option. The second option is the website. So so here you go to web app, you get the same deal. And the other option would be to get the toolbar app. Or toolbar, toolbar app here. And that will give you pretty much the same as this thing here. So you've got 3 options. This has been programmed by Senshai. So these files I made myself, although the initial file was also done by Senshai, but the infos are from my side, and but the widgets and the website is all done by Senshai, Brenold, and I think Rentasat as well helped from our community. Now, I honestly, I don't need Mykonos 2024 with these visuals here in 2020. Happy with that. Look at that. It's so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. A study level toilet, yeah. So Aviamar, and that's going to be the question. In the end, and that's what I wrote on the Discord the other day, in the end, the consumer will vote. Now, of course, there's already been some studies being done with some questionnaires aimed especially towards younger people. And they actually asked younger people if they can imagine in the future to fly an aircraft that don't have any pilot. And I don't know how many percent actually answered with yes, but there's a lot more people, young people, answering with yes than older people. So I think with more and more automation coming in, I do think younger people are more relaxed in that regard. But yeah, sure. I mean, if an overwhelming amount of people would say, "No way am I going to board a plane that only has one pilot," then that would put pressure, of course. Right. But the way that they're going about it is actually quite clever from industry point of view, right? Because right now they're saying, Well, no. We still have 2 pilots, on board. All right. So takeoff and landing, which is proven to be the most dangerous part of the flight. There's 2 pilots there, 2 fully qualified pilots. So the only time when there's 1 pilot is during cruise flight, when the autopilot is flying anyways, and the workload is low, and if anything happens, the second pilot can come back into the flight deck. And for all those abnormals like rapid decompression or anything that requires 2 pilots to cover the workload, if you have automation like the A350 automatic emergency descent or automatic engine failure procedure, coming in the future or whatever. So that way, I think single pilot cruise operations would be acceptable for many, many people. I mean, we're not there yet regarding single pilot operations, takeoff, landing as well. We're not talking about that. That's way out in the future still. But I was already saying, since I'm flying long range at the moment, if I'm sitting in the flight deck, 2 o'clock in the morning, with very, very little eyes and being tired, and then having no one in the flight deck to talk to, no one. I mean, that just makes it so much harder to stay awake. So that's one aspect I would actually dread, in single pilot operations. Well, Airbus, I do know back then when the first ideas came out, replacing the engineers, flight engineers, there was a huge uproar and a cry out, saying that's completely unsafe. How can you do that? How can you risk, passenger lives? The flight engineer is, absolutely needed for, safe conduct of a flight. And look where we are now. Yeah. It's taken quite a long time, but in the end, the flight engineer disappeared. Yeah, Max Lightweight. So you think I should ask over the interphone, is anybody here that is a qualified Microsoft Flight Sim pilot that would like to keep me company here in the flight deck? I can just imagine about 50 hands coming up, right? Me. I am a fully rated Microsoft Flight Sim pilot. Oh yeah, sure. And then I can just see the disappointment on their faces. They come into the flight deck, right? And the first thing I say to them, whatever you do, don't you dare touch any buttons here. just sit there and talk to me, but don't touch anything. All right. Ooh, I don't know if that's a good idea. Only if they've completed career mode. Oh god. Yeah, exactly. Real world sim pilots. Oh no. Don't touch my toilet. Do you think a guy with 2,000 hours on Microsoft Flight Sim could land a real plane? Automatically, yes. So someone that can use autoland here in the Flight Sim, they could do that IRL as well, no doubt. However, I think someone who's able to land an aircraft in the Flight Sim does not automatically or it's not automatically able to land a real jet. There's still something. So okay, so if it's like clear air, right? Good visibility, clear air, no wind. Yeah, maybe, yeah. But as soon as you have, brain overload would be one of the items, one of the issues. Because you know, people are overwhelmed physically sitting in a flight deck. But as soon as you have crosswind or gusty winds come into play, then I think the closer you get to the runway, the more unstable things will get. So I don't know. I think that will be a very dangerous kind of experiment to try and do. Yeah, it's yeah, Gilend, right? It's just one of those things your brain has to adapt to, sitting in the real cockpit, and then trying to progress or process all of this information you get, and all of the inputs visually, G-forces, etc. Belgian TV guy was crazy in the Jet Airfly 787. Was it? I've not heard about that one, Airbus. What was that about? They did it in airplanes, right? Oh, there we go. We have 132. So that is, who's that? Lima. That is Macedonia. Cool. So that's Macedonia radar on 132375.
Lufthansa 52 Tango, request descent.
Lufthansa 52 Tango, roger, stand by for further descent. Expect lower in 1 minute.
Wilco 52 Tango.
Macedonia radar, good evening from Europa 71 Bravo, flight level 370.
Hello, Europa 71 Bravo, Macedonia identified. Flight direct Agapu, arrival is Agapu 1 Papa.
Back to Agapu 1 Papa arrival. Thank you, Europa 71 Bravo. So direct Agapu
Tango, clear traffic, descent flight level
with the beam points.
Rate of descent 2000 or greater.
And then we have the Agapu
flight level 170, rate
1 Papa arrival.
2000 or greater, Lufthansa 52 Tango.
Yeah, that's in. Cool.
Macedonia radar.
Ghost, see you, good night. Take care. Thank you much. Bye bye.
Olympic 195, Kalispera, squawk 1440. Squawk 1440, Olympic 105.
Man, that looks almost real, doesn't it?
Pastor 797 Romeo, turn left heading 330 degrees, vectoring ILS 16, information is echo.
330, Pastor 797.
Now on YouTube, but there were ways to find out the merit of a TV show in Dutch did some extreme challenges, and somehow the Belgian authorities were really. So he landed a real 737 without going into the normal flight simulator. First of all, can't imagine that. Tom Testosterone.
AGN 105 identified, fly direct Xorki 1, Quebec arrival.
So that was 12 years ago.
Olympic 105.
Yeah, that was 12 years ago.
Go for Olympic 105.
Olympic 105, fly direct Sorky, 1 Quebec arrival.
Fly direct to Turkey, expect the Turkey 1 Quebec arrival, Olympic 105.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that later. Thanks for the, thanks for the tip there. If you're interested, I'll send you the link. I mean, gonna have to view that with subtitles. So that's what we're on about at the moment. So this guy then flew apparently a real 737. Yes, Johan, I just sent the link. Did you see it?
Passenger 797 Romeo, descent altitude 3,000 feet,
cool.
QNH 1032. Correction, 1036.
So we have top descent coming up. And the last fuel check, so we had 4.5 and we're supposed to have 4.1, so we have 400 kilograms more.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box.
Hey, Captain Chaos! How are you doing?
Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight
That's a good one.
Then 106, welcome, left on Alpha Crew, 108, Alpha 4,
I struggle to park my car, let alone land a real aircraft. I think I'll stick to simming.
Thanks so much, Captain Chaos, for those 64 months. I hope you're doing well.
Transavia 5 Yankee, we haven't identified the direct Agapu.
Yeah, Airbus probably, yeah.
Arrival.
Direct Agapu and Agapu 1 arrival, 52 Yankee.
Cool, let's prepare for the approach, shall we? So let's go and have a look at the charts. So we're going to go to...
106, runway vacated.
Again 106, continue Alpha. Cross
So this will be a very challenging approach with the winds.
Stand 4.
Continue Alpha 4, stand 4, Aegean 106. And thank you for your service.
Lacunote.
Let's have a look here. Metar. Macedonia. Mykonos. Currently 01022 gust 32. Good God. That's definitely a risk.
Lufthansa 5 to Tango, on rate of descent, contact Athens approach 132.9.
So Agapu 1 Papa. And then we do the approach, the Arnov approach.
132.975 and Lufthansa 5 to Tango.
Spirit 812, on rate of descent, contact Athens approach 132.975. Good evening.
On rate of descent, Athens approach 132.975. Speedbird 812, can you stop?
There we go. So Agapu, then we have a Mike Kilo 810, flight level 190 above. Let's have a look here. So 1810, 190 above, correct. The next one should be Mike Kilo 800 and then Bismo. 800 and Bismo. Bismo max 250 at or above 7,000, correct. And then we've got Mike, from there it's going to be the approach from Bismo, already the approach. So we have a transition Bismo, Bigby, and then Mike Kilo 510. No, 512. Yeah, 512, 3,000 feet, correct. And then we've got 510, 2,000 above. And then we have descent at Mike Kilo 508 out of 2,000, 3-degree profile.
Passenger 707 Romeo, turn right, heading
Minimum 1180. And the missed approach, Mike Kilo 590, 592, 594, 596, and then Mykonos VOR, 3,500 above. 3,500, all correctly programmed.
Calspera, News Squawk 7576.
7576, Alaska 620.
So 1180. 1180 it is minimums.
Alaska 620 identified, climb flight level 320.
Cool.
Flight level 320, Alaska 620.
Also, let's check the weather then for our alternate Athens. So that's still good. 05013, good visibility, few 2,500. So that's no threats there. That's a good valid airport. So again, the minimum diversion fuel that we need at the runway is 1.9, let's say round up 2 tons. So we definitely have the fuel to do a second approach if we go missed on the first approach, because we're going to be there with 3 tons roundabout. So we have about 1 ton to play with. And 1 ton here is about half an hour extra fuel. So we can definitely do a second approach. But if the second approach doesn't work out, then we divert to Athens.
Aviation 075 Kalspera identified, climb flight level 390.
So what I could do, copy the route, and then route 2.
Alaska 620, climb flight level 360.
Flight level 360, Alaska 620.
I'm going to delete out these waypoints. Actually,
Romeo, Alpha flight level 300.
36 Romeo Alpha, hello, identified. Fly direct Oxil 1 Quebec arrival.
Oxil 1 Quebec arrival, 36 Romeo.
GM 075, fly direct Alex Alpha Lima.
Yes, I leave the runway in. Then we go the missed approach. And then from there, we should have a routing. Let's check the routing then. The routing takes us Varix. So the Varix 1 Foxtrot. So I'm going to just put Varix in there because I think then we've got to get direct Varix anyways. And then departure arrival.
Alaska 620, fly direct to Thessaloniki, Tango Sierra Lima.
Oh, disregard. I need to do something first of all.
Sierra Lima, Alaska 620.
So route 2. So that's route 2. We have to put that in there. There we go. So Varix. And then on the route 2, we could, for example, put the ILS. What does the 8?
Right now, 7273.
What does the 8 say?
289, descending 250 inbound, Talas, vehicle information, Foxtrot.
8 in Athens is landing 03 left. So I would go the ILS Zulu 03 left.
ILS 16, descent flight level 9.
And that would be the Varix.
ILS 16, descent level 90, right now, 7273.
Pastor 797 Romeo, turn right heading 120 degrees, clear to ILS 16.
And let's do
Alright,
that.
120,
So the cool thing now is that on route 2, in case we have to divert, I already have some of these waypoints inserted in the arrival routing, etc. So that will then reduce the workload later on, should we have to divert to Athena. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, just for kind of spatial orientation, I'm going to put a 50-mile ring around that. So here we go. That way I know which way Athena is and when I'm within 50 miles of that airport. Hey, Franz. Did you get the way? You mean the MCDUs? No, I've ordered other things. So right now, I'm not just able to show it that new cockpit setup for the F-18 yet, but that's already crazy. And I've ordered the Mosa force feedback base and the stick. So yeah, I'm pretty much sold out at the moment. So the MCDU now, a physical MCDU does make sense for flight simming because obviously it's something that's used very often, just like like the WinWing FCU panel makes sense. right? If you use it a lot. But yeah, for me, as I've bought so many things now, I have to kind of cool down a bit.
Easy 65 Yankee Zulu advisory 122.8. Very good evening.
Takeoff 122.8. Have a good evening, bye.
Yeah, Airbus. I'm gonna watch that after the stream. Thanks for that. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Cool. Okay, I'm going to put also, since we are doing a non-precision approach, what I will do, just for orientation, Mykonos as well. 182 miles there. Cool. Right, let's do a quick recall check. Looks good. And we'll do a flap. Now, the thing is, guys, regarding landing flaps, so we have available landing distance 1,900 meters. So let's do landing calculations. I mean, that's plenty. So let's say 01. Oops. Oop. I shouldn't use my my keyboard numpad. So 010 at 22. Temperature is 11, and we have 1030. Right, we'll use 5 knots additional. Now I do want to use, because of the wind, I'd rather do flap 30. Aircon on, anti-ice off, brakes 3.
Vector ILS 16, right now 7273.
With a 203, contact Sofia Control 131.225. Good evening.
Interesting though, it doesn't give me... Oh, show en route, that's it. Disregard, that was dispatch. Yeah, Bruno, thanks. I was just wondering why I couldn't enter the landing weight. So the gross weight right now, so we're at 65 tons.
Rate of descent 2000 or greater.
Flap 30, rest remains.
Flight level 170, rate of descent 200.
No credit for that.
Negative 2000 or
everything's
greater.
working, calculate.
2000 or greater.
Right, so we need, with that config, auto brake 3 flap 30, we need 1,500 meters, and we have 1,900. So we have about 350 meter buffer. So that's a good combination. Let's do flaps 30 then, and auto brake 3.
From Ryanair 7273, descent 6,000 feet, QNH 1036.
Oh, really, Jen? Okay, cool.
1036, Ryanair 7273.
No, I'm not buying the 5090. No. Honestly, my 4090 is fine for flight simming. Because let's face it, the only thing really, speaking for the 5090 series or 50 series, is frame generation and using the
Switching to advisory
DLSS 4, right?
Yes, easy 3.
So DLSS 4, frame gen, and then, but even for flight simming, I don't know if that's really, you know, going to bring that improvement. Oh, it's really, I didn't know that. So DLSS 4 is also coming to the 40 series. Well, then it's even less of an argument. Yeah, so I'm definitely not buying the 50 series as of today. So no, I'd rather put that money into some hardware. To be completely honest with you. I mean, like peripheral hardware. So Mark, I'm going to make you really envious to see. I mean, it's ludicrous, but I see a huge potential and future in DCS. I do enjoy flying fighters for the flying aspect, and I can't even access the European Wing website. Is still down. I can't access it.
274 Quebec, Macedonia identified, climb flight level 280.
280, Baron 274.
797 Romeo, continue via Alpha, cross 1028, Alpha 4, stand 1.
Continue Alpha, cross 28, continue Alpha 4 and stand 1, Pastor 797 Romeo.
Ryanair 7273, descent 3000.
3000, Ryanair 7273.
So this is what I got. I actually have it at home already. It's working. So I already had the F-16 panel, and that you can just fold that back, and then you have the F-18 panel. It works with F-18, F-16, F-15. Any displays, you can simulate on those, and the buttons work. There's profiles already published. You can install, and then yeah. So, and the thing is, these screens are actually pretty big. Yeah, these are, and man, the immersion, crazy. This honestly, but you can see the price. Oh, ouch. Hey, Captain Chaos, thanks for the 100. Cannon Plug, hello. So Winwing EU is also dead in Ireland. Yeah, are they swamped with that many orders?
Macanadia radar, Ryanair 198, taxiing, flight level 1.
Yeah, so this is the basic setting with the F-18 panel, the FA UFC. I also have the PTO panel as well, and yeah, and the F-16 you just fold it over, connect it with the USB port, and then you can actually just simply tell the SimPro app that you're flying F-16, and you can download the profiles for the buttons already through the internet, and it works. And
36 Romeo Alpha, descent flight level 180.
Crazy stuff.
180, 36.
Yeah, Captain Kessler, thanks for the 100 bits. Hey Ben. Mark, and that's the thing. That's such a cool thing, Mark. So Monster Tech actually give you a setup for that as well. So I can
2500 clear ILS 16.
Heading 120 down to 2500 clear ILS 16, run at 7273.
So here. So it comes with that, and then you just mount that. Can't pull up the big picture. Oh, there we are. So it's a clamp, right? Table clamp. So you just clamp it on, and that's it. You connect the USB ports, and it works. Yeah, Monster Tech, I mean, they're not cheap, but they've got some fantastic solutions. So even the flight stick, you could fix that to the whole setup.
Thank you. Descent flight level 290.
Oh, you've got to descend. Europass 71 Bravo, request descend.
Europass 71 Bravo, descent flight level 210.
Descent flight level 210, Europass 71 Bravo. So 210, let's go alt, alt intervention here.
Tarom 274 Quebec for
gonna start my descent. FMC speed, VNAV path. Down we go. Aviomari, yeah, I know. But
274 Quebec.
so you can call me crazy, but believe it or not, and I've told the story.
274 Quebec.
So about 40, no, even more, 45 years ago, even more, 40, let's say 40, 47, 48 years ago, I was actually at home building a starfighter cockpit out of cardboard. And I drew the instruments on paper and stuck the paper on those cardboards. And that's how I pretended to be a pilot when I was like 6 or 7 years old. And to actually now have the option. I've got to be careful here with the speed. To have the option nowadays to literally build a cockpit, a fighter cockpit, fairly affordable. I mean, we're talking altogether maybe 2,000 euros, $2,000.
273, established 16.
But to get that kind of immersion.
7273, thank you. Clear to land runway 16, 100 degrees, 4 knots.
And again, it's not just for the F-18. Like I said, you can use it for the F-16, F-15, Tomcat, whatever. And it, it's so versatile, which is very cool.
Ryanair 1198 for spacing.
Yeah, Predak, I have to say, the Wing series, they are good quality.
274 Quebec, clear of traffic, fly direct.
And they are quick with the delivery. I mean, maybe not with the MCDU, but the panel that I just showed, I ordered it, and 2 days later, I already received it at home.
Ryanair 1198, climb flight level 280.
280, Ryanair 1198.
It's not just, so Captain Chaos, it's so cool not having to, point the mouse pointer at that little button in the cockpit while the jet is moving. To just simply, physically be able to manipulate those displays and press those buttons, it's so immersive and also a lot quicker. Yeah. Yeah, so immersion is one thing, but obviously then quality is the second thing, right? So you make sure that you have that hardware.
Expect higher in 15 miles traffic.
Copy.
And being durable. Yeah, so Alpha, what we're going to do after landing? Well, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to land at Mykonos. Potentially, we're facing a diversion to Athens because of the weather in Mykonos. It's very windy.
Squawk 1434, Red Dragon 42 Lima.
And one thing is, which I don't know why, but I can't get my yoke cam to work. Usually I have no problem activating but today it's not working for some reason. Really. But anyways, we're going to try to land. We have fuel for second approach, but if the second approach doesn't work out, we're going to go and divert to Athens. But after that, what we'll do, we're going to simulate...
71 Bravo, contact Athens approach 132.975. Nice evening, bye-bye.
Thanks so much, same to you, 132.975. Thank you much, good night from Europa 71 Bravo.
Good night. Transavia 5.
Wizard Malta 765, descend flight level 160.
Speed is just 160. Mission Malta 75.
White jet 320 Echo, left heading 010.
Left turn heading 010, white
right.
320 Echo.
Now be enough path. Athena, good evening, Karaspera from Europa 71 Bravo, passing 255, descending 210.
Hello, Europa 71 Bravo, descend flight level 190.
Descent flight level 190, Europa 71 Bravo.
Wizard Malta 765,
so
right
19,000.
210.
Right, 210, 75.
So 250 below, exactly what you're supposed to do. Very nice. So that's done.
White jet 320 Echo, climb flight level 240.
And the remaining flight time is 20 minutes. Hey, Josh.
Jet 320 Echo, climb flight level 240.
Josh, thanks for the wishes. The problem is I'm not yet completely back to normal. So I still have issues with my shoulder, unfortunately.
Europa 71 Bravo, descent flight level 120.
Descent flight level 120, Europa 71 Bravo. 12000. So I'm still under therapy at the moment, but luckily the enormous pain I was under last week is gone.
765, descent flight level 130.
Something 130, 765.
Right, so we've done that.
Jet 320 Echo, direct parent.
Let's go.
Direct parent, white 320 Echo.
So here we are.
Wizard Malta 765, maintain high speed. Descend
Hey, Bob.
8,000 feet.
Well, I'm not going to go through exactly what issue I have, Bob. It's age-related. But my left shoulder has some big issues, and I had a first therapy session, and it got inflamed. So I had an inflammation really, really bad. I've never had anything like it. The pain was unbelievable. I couldn't, even in the slightest movement of the left arm, caused so much pain. I had problems sleeping, so I had to take really strong painkillers. So at least now the pain is gone again, not completely, but mostly. And then, yeah, hopefully the therapy will work. If the therapy doesn't work, and I'll know more about 4 weeks' time, then surgery is the next option. And I'd hate to undergo surgery. I just do not like surgery, so I really hope that the therapy works.
375. 375, sorry.
No, Hilo, the thing is the doctor says they still do not know what's causing it initially. So they're usually saying it's age-related.
Right, 220, Mission 765.
Olympic 105 via Alpha Victor 461, clear ILS.
Hey, Organ, welcome back.
Olympic 105.
Oh, beautiful.
3002, clear ILS.
Look at that. Yeah, Arrow, I feel for you. I feel for you. Hey, Nico. Yeah, Nico. The real issue I have
That's 4,000. Mission 765.
is the fact that I was just not able to
descent flight level 90.
Descent flight level 90, Europa 71 Bravo. 90. So, yeah, I was just under so much pain, which I'm not used to. Transition to 6,000. So VNAV forecast 070.
314 or 340.
So that's that, and we have altimeter.
Okay, reduce to 90, please.
Altimeter. Huh? Hold on, what?
Tina, good evening, Beauty 773. Passing 2804210.
Hello, Beauty 773.
Am I getting something wrong?
71 Bravo.
Go ahead.
Descent flight level 70 and expect Arnav approach 34 via Bismo.
Let's copy it, descending 70, and we'll expect the Arnav 34 via Bismo, Europass 71 Bravo.
Beauty 773, descent flight level 170.
Descending 170, Beauty 773.
So it's working there. It's 1030.
119, reporting 2,400 for 2,000.
It's already getting bumpy. Look at this.
Hello, climb flight level 6.
I am not looking forward to this.
Climb 160,
seatbelts on. Oh my god.
Yankee, descent flight level
oh, this is going to be a lot of work. A lot of work.
5 to Yankee, expect the Arnav runway 34 via Bismo, transition Bismo.
Expecting INAV 34 via Bismo.
Oh, look at the wind flex. Oh, no. Yeah, cannon plug, that was a problem. I just couldn't sleep. I was like sleeping for half an hour on the right-hand side. And then the right-hand side got sore, and I couldn't just, or even just moving, just caused so much pain. Anyways, let's concentrate on the landing. So let's put the landing lights on, seatbelts on, one more time, recall.
White Star 6119.
And let's read the descent checklist.
Left heading 290, White Star 61. Confirm.
So descend, pressurization, landing altitude 400 feet set. Recall checked, auto brake 3. Landing data, VREF 142. Minimum baro 1180. Approach briefing completed, and that's the descent checklist complete. How we're looking on the path? Very nice. We have currently 50 miles to go, 15,000 feet. Perfect.
Departure, very good evening, Swiss. For Yankee Mike, we are out of runway 03, right at 2,000, right big 7,000.
Hello, Swiss 4 Yankee Mike, climb flight level 160.
Climb flight level 160 for Yankee Mike.
Olympic 105, contact tower 136.75 today.
Contact tower 136.275, Olympic 105.
Batavia 5 Yankee, speed 270.
Speed 275.
Beautiful.
With Malta 765, right heading 270.
Right 270, with Malta 765.
Beauty 773.
Yeah, so it's going to reduce to 40 now.
Descending flight level 110, Beauty 7.
240, below 100.
White Star 6119, climb
Let's
flight
get the,
level 240.
Climb flight level 240, White Star 6119.
Oh yeah, how are we going to fly the RNAV approach? So we're going to fly it LNAV and VNAV.
Europa 71 Bravo, follow the speed restrictions of the procedure. Contact Athens radar 129675. Good day.
Okay, that's copied. We'll do so. And 129675. Have a great evening. Bye-bye. Europa 71 Bravo.
Bye-bye. Trafalgar 5.
Sounds good.
Athena Kalispera from Europa 71 Bravo 120, descending 70.
Kalispera, Europa 71 Bravo, Athena, over Bismo, clear, Darnav approach runway 34, continue descent altitude 2,000 feet.
Via Bismo, we cleared the RNAV 34 procedure, and with the procedure descend 2,000 feet, Europa 71 Bravo. Thank you.
Europa 71 Bravo, QNH 1030, report established final track.
QNH 1030 copied, Wilco, Europa 71 Bravo. Okay, so we've got
Transavia 39 Romeo, runway 34, clear.
2,000 set. Now we are cleared according to the profile. So VNAV path. And so we got 7,000 above here and 3,000 above there. And the speed restrictions, he said. So we got max 250 until Bismo. And then Bismo, we go towards 230 at Mike Kilo 512. And then 210 at Mike Kilo 510. So that's the idea. So this should be the airport there. That's Mykonos. Cool.
Sun Express 607 and contact Athena arrival 132-975. Good day.
So we've got to slow down a bit. Let's get the speed brakes out.
Sun Express 607 132.975.
Josh, thank you much. Yeah, so I was saying, so what we're going to do is that once we're inbound, just prior to the final ascent point, we'll dial down to the minimums. And so LNAV, VNAV, with selected speed, however, so speed intervention.
November Bravo Sierra Papa, set Squawk Charlie.
And then, yeah, once we're visual, We're trying to fly visual.
Ryanair 7 Whiskey Echo.
I think I did it.
Unicom 122.8, good day.
Unicom 122.8, Ryanair 7 Whiskey Echo.
So if anything goes wrong, we go
November Bravo Sierra Papa.
Toga.
One Whiskey arrival.
So go. Oh wait, guys, where's the Toga button? Oh, it's here. It's this one here. So we go Toga. Then if you press once, we get the reduced thrust. If you press twice, we get the full takeoff go round thrust. Test it? No, not yet. I'm not going to press it now. Yeah, flaps 15 for the missed approach.
What you say me before?
Make sure we have the right modes. Pause rate, gear up.
KLM 321, contact arrival.
And then we climb to 3,500 feet.
Contact arrival 132.
Yeah, I was thinking, Aero, that it just struggled to reduce the speed according to the profile, so that's why I used the speed brakes a bit.
Bravo Sierra Papa. Cleared
Maybe I should have waited. I don't know.
Arrival. Expect VOR Zulu approach runway 11.
Yes, Nico, it is. For me, I just tried it. So the EU website windowing is down.
Cleared.
And someone else was just saying that in Ireland,
Arrival, approach 11.
he had the same issues.
And expect VOR.
Transavia 39 Romeo, taxi stand 2. Καλό βράδυ.
Καλό βράδυ.
Oh no, that's Mykonos. Oh yeah, there we go. That's the runway there. So we can expect a bit more turbulence as we cross the coastline, and this airport is a nightmare to land on in these conditions. Really? Okay, so it's also down for you. Okay. So transition set altimeters. So we have 1030 7060.
Turkish 1 Kilo Juliet, contact Macedonia radar 132.375.
Set. Approach checklist. Altimeters 1030 set. Checked. That's the approach checklist completed.
Radar, hello, Western 6119, climbing 240.
Western 6119, Kalispera Athena, radar contact, climb flight level 380.
There's a bit of speed brakes again, help the aircraft slow down. So next speed restriction.
Western 6119, for now we request 340.
SR 6119, Roger, climb maintain
So
340.
230. I'm gonna let's keep the speed brakes out. Love that rumble.
Aviation 31 Hotel, proceed direct Badel, Badel 1 Quebec arrival runway 03.
Speed brakes back in.
Direct Badel 1 Quebec arrival, Aviation 31 Hotel.
Flaps 1.
Yankee, Mike flight level 165, climbing flight level
Flaps 1.
Καλησπέρα Swiss 4 Yankee Mike, Athena, radar contact, climb flight level 320.
Climb flight level 320 for Swiss 4 Yankee Mike.
Let's go speed intervention already. Let's put that to flaps 1 speed.
Itaro 856, monitor Unicom 122.8, good day.
1 to Unicom, Itaro 856, back goodbye.
LM38, monitor Unicom 122.8, good day.
And flaps 5. Speed brake back in. Let's put this to 170 something, 173. It's bumpy. Oh no. Oh no, no. Easy mode. Oh. I mean, yeah. Compared to X-Plane, obviously. So we have RMP 0.3 and ANP 0.02. That's good. GPS is still working correctly. Now turning final. I am nervous, not gonna lie. And look at the sea here, you can see the wind, the waves. Oh.
November Bravo Sierra Papa, you're
So I'm gonna level change now, I wanna get down to 2000.
Runway is 11 left. Join left downwind for runway 11 left.
So flaps 10.
Roger, join the left downwind for runway 11 left.
Yep, 1,000 to go. There's the runway.
7,000 feet. Inbound Bavaric.
Low beauty 773. Maintain flight level 70 till Varix.
Checked.
Over Varix, cleared RNAV.
Here comes gear down. We're only 2,000 feet above the airport, so gear's coming down.
7,000.
Flaps 15.
After Varix, clear the airnav 34, number 3, beauty 730.
Europa 71 Bravo on final 34.
Europa 71 Bravo, runway 34, clear to land, wind 010 degrees, 22, gassing 33 knots.
Yes, copy, cleared land, runway 34, Europa 71 Bravo. Wish me luck, I should say. Flaps 30. Final setting, and then let's see if I can arm the speed brakes. How do I... Is there a click spot for that?
Star 6119er, proceed direct Yankee, November.
There we go, speed brake armed. So we've got... Well, I'm going to put... Well, I'm going to list 10 knots at the moment.
Transavia 5 to Yankee Roger, continue descend 2,000 feet, report speed.
But really, with the wind gusts, we are potentially having 15 knots extra. So 15 knots plus regarding the... Right, let's dial down 1180 or 1200.
Very good evening.
VNAV, speed intervention. VNAV path.
LOAV 31 Alpha Papa, radar contacts, continue climb flight level 360.
Continue climb 360.
Landing checklist. Engine start switches. Continuous. Speed brake, armed, green light, gear down 3 green, flaps 30, green light. We're clear to land. Let's do this.
Runner 2 Delta X-ray after Thessaloniki, contact Macedonia 132375.
Apologize, 122 and 375.
Missed approach, 3,500 is set.
Yankee, reduce minimum. Beauty 773, descended 2,000 feet, UNH 1030.
Manual flight.
Descending 2,000 feet, then QNH 1030, 720.
So flight director's off, and I'm going to put this one back on again for the guides later on. Oh my god. Continue. It's showing 4 reds. We should be okay though on path. I'm not sure why they're showing 4 reds. Christian, thank you very much. 1,000 checked.
Complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment.
I'm a bit confused about the 4 red lights. We should be on path here.
Heads down, stay down. Good luck, Captain.
Thank you so much, Christian. I'm just going to continue on the path here to keep the flight path vector on the touchdown zone. Oh, it's bumpy. Jeez. Oh.
Wind 040 degrees, 7.
Clear to land runway 11 left, November Bravo 0 Papa.
400.
A bit of a downdraft here.
300. 200.
Whoa.
100. 50. 40. 30.
778, monitor Unicom 122.8, good day.
10.
28, cheers.
Come on. Oh, nice one. Speed brakes up. No reverse, engine 1.
Speed 40 Mike, climb flight level 340.
aircraft at level 340.
Well, happy with that one. That was not bad. Minor brakes.
Europa 71 Bravo, backtrack runway 34, vacate first right.
Backtrack and vacate first right. Europa 71 Bravo. Woohoo! Wow, that was, yeah, good decrab.
Yankee, 5 minutes final, expect landing clear.
Come on, hurry up. Let's hurry up. Come on.
All stations, Athena radar is closing in 10 minutes. Europa 71 Bravo, taxi via Alpha, stand 5, bye-bye.
Via Alpha stand 5. Thank you so much for the controlling Europa 71 Bravo.
Thank you, sir.
Woo!
Transavia 5 to Yankee, runway 34, clear to land. Latest wind 010 degrees, 22, gassing 33 knots.
Wow, that was a challenge. Right, okay, let's collect ourselves.
Duty 773, report established final track.
So after landings,
Final track, duty 77.
and then let's get GSX working.
Via 909, καλησπέρα. Θα κλείσω σε λιγότερα από 10 λεπτά, οπότε συνεχίστε με Unicom 122 και 8. Καλό σας βράδυ.
Καλό σας βράδυ, ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Καλησπέρα, Olympic 26. Καλησπέρα, από ό,τι άκουσα κλείνεται.
There's the Marshaller, wonderful.
Olympic 26, καλησπέρα.
All lights off.
Climb flight level 280 και θα σας δώσουμε τα Unicom.
Climb flight level 280, expecting Unicom Olympic 26.
November Bravo, Sierra Papa, καλησπέρα. Request to taxi.
November Bravo, Sierra Papa, taxi November, Echo, Mike, General Aviation Metro.
Let me just stop here for a second. Let me watch the landing.
November Bravo, Sierra Papa, taxi November.
Oh, he also got a downdraft.
Ευχαριστώ πολύ, καλό βράδυ.
Do you see that? Oh, he's going around. Good call, good call. Yeah, he got a downdraft. Oh.
Transavia 5 to Yankee Roger, fly public info approach procedure, climb and maintain 3,500 feet.
Scripted Microsoft downdraft. Yeah, to be honest, it does feel a bit scripted, doesn't it?
Lobby line 1 Victor Charlie, continue climb flight level 380.
380 for Charlie.
Lima Victor Lima Romeo Golf, καλησπέρα. I'm closing shortly, so please monitor Unicom 1228.
Alright, APU is available. On bus. Shut down
Olympic
items.
399 passing flight level 140 to flight level 170 inbound Rico.
Καλησπέρα, Olympic 329er, Athena radar contact, proceed direct Deluxe, expect VOR Yankee, correction, expect VOR runway 09er.
Direct Deluxe and expect viewer for runway 09er, Olympic 329er.
Alrighty, let's do the shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps off except forward left pump. Probe heats off. Hydraulic panel set.
We had a very bad wind at final.
And then we've got flaps up. Parking brake set. Engine start levels cut off. Weather radar is off. And that's the shutdown checklist completed. Cannon plug yield their fingernail marks on the sofa. That's a good. That's a. That's a compliment. Yeah, I mean, you can see the challenges this airport poses, right? Thank you much, Aviation. Thanks for the kind words. And Predak, thanks so much as well. Yeah, so this airport is definitely a challenge. The windsock is pointed the wrong direction, but doesn't matter. Yeah, so you can imagine that with that kind of wind coming from this direction, it's going to be disturbed through the mountain, and then you have these ridges. So this one just before the runway, another ridge further down here, right? I mean, that does... Hey, Tail West!
And Beauty 773, final track...
Tail West will know more about it. Tail West, when's the last time you flew here? The slope of the runway does not do justice.
773, runway 34, clear to land.
Yeah, so...
010 degrees to 2, gassing 33 knots.
Get to land.
Last year, right? And it's a challenge.
773.
It is a challenge. I'm not sure why it showed
good evening,
4 reds. I mean, it seemed like the on path. We were definitely not low over the threshold.
Reach Varix, contact arrival, Athena arrival.
Roger.
One go around over people parting. Nice. Blew their hats off. Worked at the runway at the moment. I don't know, Arrow. I don't know. I've not been here for ages, so. I love the handling of the iFly 737. Not gonna lie, it just feels very natural, and it's not floaty, right? It just, you know, it feels good. It just feels the way it should be. Right, passengers, even though they've enjoyed the flight, they want to get off, don't they?
The boarding requested.
There we go. So, yeah, so what I'm going to do now, guys, is we'll go somewhere... maybe to Athens. Let's go to Athena. And then what we'll do is we're going to put the aircraft at about 10 miles final. And then we're going to have an engine failure. So we're going to simulate bird strike engine failure. And in one case, so the first case, we're going to go around. So you're going to see the workload this creates on a go around. And then we'll do that again, but that time
Passenger's bus is coming.
we'll continue in the approach, assuming it's stable enough. And so you're going to see the difference in workload between those two different scenarios. And that's why, at least for us, with our training that I received, they come to the conclusion that if you see birds ahead of you, a swarm of birds, that you know you cannot avoid anymore. So obviously, if you see the birds like, you know, half a mile away from you, and you know if I go around now, I'm fine, well, you would go around. But let's say you see the birds, and you know within like next 5 seconds you're going to hit them, then the idea would be to just continue on a straight path and not rev the engines up. Because the higher the RPM of the engine, so the more energy in the rotation of those engines, the more damage potentially it creates when those engines ingest these birds. And of course it has to do with the size of the birds, the speed of the aircraft, the RPM of the engines, etc., etc. So, but at least for me, the way I've been taught is that if it's unavoidable, then continue. The same thing if you just have an engine failure on final. If you can manage the flight path, that looks better this time. Nice one. GG's, nice and touchdown zone. Well done. Good landing. Yeah, so if you have enough thrust, leave it at your landing flap setting, and just in case of go around, yeah, you would initially go 15, wouldn't you? And then if that doesn't work, then you would go to 5. I'm just confused. That's a Tweefly. Is the other aircraft? We had a Transavia, didn't we? Or was that the Transavia? must still be in the missed approach. Yeah, he was told to fly the standard initially, but then he asked for radar vectors, I think, or some vector to an approach fix. Let me just check the... Oh no, he's still airborne. Yeah, he's coming in towards Mykonos now. Yeah, he's up there somewhere. The anemometers weren't working when we were there, just expected winds. Oh really? Oh god, okay. Yeah, so regarding additionals on final, so if you usually take half the headwind component and then add the gust factor. So today when we had 22, that was about 10 knots 20 knots headwind component divided by 2, that's 10 knots additional. And then we had gust 30 I think he said. So that would be another 8 on top, but the maximum additional is 15 knots. So that's how I got to the 15 knot additional. What about the other way around? If you see birds very shortly after takeoff, is there anything you can do to avoid the birds? And well, you could try to fly and avoid them, but I mean, any drastic control inputs at these kind of angle of attacks, I don't know if that's a good idea. And also, Aviomar, be aware. If you're flying on takeoff and you have a pitch, let's say 15 degrees, your flight path is somewhere in the region of, let's say, 8 degrees, you're probably not going to see the birds that you're going to hit. So that will be a total surprise anyways. Oh, there he is. He's on final. Yeah, so since he is joining the flight today, I'll watch the landing as well. But that was a nice landing here from that iFly 737. GG's, right in the touchdown zone. Hey Alpha, that was you. Nice. GG's Alpha. Nice approach. Yeah, it looked very stable, very nice touchdown. I've had many bird strikes, even in the engine. The highest bird strike I had was about 7,000 feet on the 737 Classics, and it went through the left engine, the hot section, because you could smell the burnt flesh. So. Yeah, but the engine just worked. The engine had no vibrations, nothing. But it was a big bird because one of the passengers, he was an engineer. He saw the bird being ingested, and he said it was a huge bird. What auto brake setting did you have, Alpha? Yeah, exactly. But the weird thing is though, because my cabin crew, so my purser, contacted me immediately. So that smell was really, really dominant. And so I got a call from the purser saying that in the front and in the back of the aircraft they can smell something really burnt. Yeah, instant roast chicken, right? So yeah, I said, yeah, we had a bird strike, but everything's normal. And then passing 10,000 feet. Well, we did a level off in 10,000 feet. So to be within controlled airspace and clear of any obstacles. We then went to some troubleshooting, like looking at the engine, then selecting the left pack off, so that way that we don't get the bleed air from the left engine, which helped improve the the smell. And then I contacted my troubleshooting center to see what they think, if I should return to to our departure airport, or if it's possible to continue, because our destination airport was really close by. It was a very, very short flight, so literally it was almost the same time flying, going back or continuing. So they had maintenance at our destination airport. So they said, well, if the engine is looking okay, if there's no vibrations, all the other parameters normal, from their side, they would have no objections for us operational wise to continue. And so yeah, we decided to continue. And so after landing, I got out and looked at the engine straight away, because I was curious to see if there's any feathers or anything, and there was nothing. There was no blood, there was no feathers, nothing. So that was really weird, but it did go through, because again, we smelt, the burnt... yeah, and I did check engine 2 as well, right? So just in case we had bird strike on the other side as well, but no, there was no traces anywhere. Really weird. I mean, they did an engine clean, so they did engine tests, boroscopic control or check. That looks good. Lol. Someone just casually taxiing down the runway. Oh, late touchdown.
Passenger's bus is coming.
Full brakes on. Full brakes on. Full brakes. Full brakes. Full brakes. Ooh. Itchy bum time. Or what's it? Oh no! No! Oh, he went off the runway. Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Whoops. Right. Yeah. So he did touch down a bit late there. I'm afraid.
The boarding starting.
Yeah. Shall we roll the trucks for you? Yeah, I always hate it when it happens on stream with many people watching. And it's that's quite a steep drop there. Ay. Yeah, no, right? Yeah, I'm mean, Mark. I know, right? I'm mean. Right, anyways. Cool, guys. So give me a second. I will reset. I'm not going to restart the stream. We'll continue on the stream. I'm just going to reset to Athena. And thank you very much to those guys flying along. Right, Athena. So let me put that world map. So we're going to fly daytime as well there, and we're going to go to 3 left because that was the landing runway on the 8ers, and then we're going to start FSI panel. And again, the FSI panel is fantastic for these kind of scenarios, because it helps with the setup and get the aircraft on final, and then be able to demonstrate what I mean.
On runway 03 right.
So, I think we need to set the aircraft weight, however, first. So let's go weight and balance. So let's do a typical kind of setup, 165 passengers again. And then fuel will be around about, I would say, 1,500 each side or something. And then set fuel, set payload. So the rest should be done by FSI panel. So I'm going to start the FSI panel in here as well. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to put the aircraft on long final, move the aircraft. And now it says preparing your aircraft, stand by. And I'm going to put the aircraft to, I think, flaps 30, flaps 40 even? Okay. I'm not sure. Let's put it to 30.
On runway 03, right.
Oh, it is 3 right. Okay, disregard then. Oh, I had the wrong runway selected. Disregard, my bad. Okay, so 3 right it is. So we'll use ILS 3 right. The frequency is 111.1. Oh, it's already set. Fantastic. Inbound course 032 set already as well. Fantastic. Bit of crosswind. So speed brake armed.
2500.
Right, let's take control of the aircraft. My aircraft. Now, because Mykonos, I mean, with that kind of wind, honestly, it's just a demonstration now regarding, you know, the kind of workload you would get. Right, let's put 5,000 in here. The missed approach. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put an engine failure. I'm going to put engine 1 flame out, and so we're going to fail it in about AGL. Let's put this, fail this at about 1,000 feet, right? There we go. So let's pretend now that we're going to fly manually. Manual thrust, manual flight. So the first demonstration is... Whoop. Must be me kicking the rudder there. Okay, so the first demonstration is going to be going around with an engine failure. And then monitor, in particular, the amount of workload. I mean, I know I'm single... 1,000 check. I know that I'm single pilot, right? There we go. Right, so... Okay, we're going to seek birds, alright? I'm going to go around. Flaps 15.
1,000.
Just going to wait for the engine power to come up. There we go. Pause rate, gear up. Full right rudder there. Flaps 15, come on. Climbing up 5,000 feet. Trying to get the aircraft a little bit more centered here. I'm not sure why the gear horn is sounding. Now we have to trim the aircraft manually. It doesn't have auto trim here. Alright, autopilot. Going to trim a little bit more now. Thrust. Ah, okay. Thrust lever position. Okay, thank you. Now look at that. Look at the climb rate we get So we have, although it should be, usually that would be toga power, right? Let's go heading select. Let's do level change. It's really struggling to keep the aircraft straight. 15 degrees. So that's maximum rudder trim to the right. So now we would wait until acceleration, right? We'll put this to vertical speed 0. Alright, now I'm going to put flaps to 5. Thrust wheel was below 4 degrees, so flap greater than 10. Ah, okay. There we go. So flaps 5. Let's go flaps 1. And flaps up. So we're already going to get radar vectors back to the airfield. So depending on the terrain, now we're going to climb with pretty much green dot or minimum clean speed up to 5,000 feet. So now it's climbing a bit better since we have all the flaps in, gears in. So now, obviously, we said we'd just have a typical engine fail. There's no vibration, nothing, right? So now we go through the checklist, engine fail checklist. It will tell us that we have to put the auto thrust to off, throttle 1 idle, left engine, cut off, it's confirmed cut off. And then there's no vibration, nothing, it's just a fail, so we leave the engine fire switch alone. So we've secured the engine now. Here we go, alt acquire. We can put this now back onto auto throttle with speed. And then we have a checklist to do. We would do the after takeoff checklist. After we've done the abnormal checklist, obviously that's completed, etc., etc. So no, okay, here we not allowed to use auto throttle. Okay, so no auto throttle with engine failure on the 737. Okay, roger that. So you can see right now the amount of workload we've had flying wise. Let me already put this to systems, sim menu. There we go, a little bit quieter, so I don't have to shout that much. So you can see that already it was a really stressful go around. Right, flying wise, it's something you have to be careful with. Single engine, not pitch up too far, make sure the speed doesn't decay too much. Navigation wise, sometimes you have very complicated engine out procedures, right? So you can't fly normally the normal procedure, right? You would have to make sure that you in your briefing, you would discuss what you potentially would do in case of missed approach single engine, etc., etc. So flying would be a challenge. You have to communicate with ATC. Then once up here, you've got passengers to deal with, right? Announcements with the passengers. Then prepare the landing performance, etc., etc., etc. So ATC will query you regarding souls on board, blah blah. So there's so many things you need to do. Yeah, and so right now we're stable, right? We're safe, but we're still flying around for another 10-15 minutes on one engine. Right.
Could new subscribers please make
Hey,
their
Alex.
way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment will
So
be
now let's do
served.
one
Thank you.
where we just simply continue the approach. Arrow.
Sarah, it's great to catch one of your live streams again, Captain. I hope you're doing well.
Alex, thank you so much.
B711 beloved.
Thank you much for the 30 months. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I'm in principle doing well. I'm not so much in pain anymore, but my left shoulder is still causing big issues. So that's something I will have to deal with for the next weeks. Alex, yeah, I hope you're doing well. Okay, so this time what we're going to do, same scenario. We're going to have an engine failure on final. However, this time we're going to continue. And Arrow, so what you would say, you would leave the flap lever as it is, or would you actually go and put the flaps to 15?
Runway 03, right.
And what you make that dependent on? Oh. Leave it as is, okay. Unless you have performance issues, in that case you would have to... Yeah, Alex, we're talking about because there was a lot of discussion going on with that 737 accident. Now, be aware, though, no one knows yet exactly what they faced. No one knows if they had, both engines failed. They definitely had an issue with the electrics because the flight data recorder and the flight voice recorder, they both failed, meaning that that they had lost all AC power, so they were only on battery power. And now people obviously then speculating that obviously they had potentially loss of both thrust or engine failure on both engines, right? And that's why they were forced to land. But that's all speculation, right? That's not what what I want to demonstrate here. I want to demonstrate just the two different scenarios of having engine failure, and one then going around with single engine, and the other option is just to continue flying single engine.
03, right.
Exactly, and so there's no data to see. But then again, you know what, Alex? I mean, 4 minutes means that everything they did prior to the failure of the electric failure, they will have recorded something, right? And that means initially they should be able to clear out, did they have failure on one engine or both engines, whatever. I mean, the pilots surely were discussing something in that regard. So maybe at least there we may have some confirmation. So I'm just going to have the... I wrote these numbers I will never remember anyway, so... So ILS is tuned, inbound course is correct, got the indications, fantastic. $62.6 tons, 139, flaps 30. All good.
$2,500.
Checked. All right, we're ready to go. Let's press the push button here. So VO lock. Glide slow is armed. And again, we're going to go failures, go engine. Let's do, I'll go engine 1 flame out again. And we're going to put this to plus 1000 again. Arm it. And then, we'll do some manual flying again. So this time, the intention is to just continue flying. The only thing that we're going to have to change, we're going to have to add about 10% N1 on the other engine to keep the aircraft flying. So we've done everything. Checklist is completed. Manual thrust, manual flight. Trying to trim the aircraft a bit here. There we go. That's better. And of course, we're going to have to add a bit of rudder input. There's no automatic rudder trimming here on the 737. Right, so that's something we're going to have to do. That's gusty winds here as well. Look at that.
1,000.
1,000's checked. Wow, that's really bumpy today. Look at this, going up and down.
$1,000.
Again, thank you. What's happening? Why is it not?
1,000.
Right, there we go. Okay, so my first officer sees it. Engine fail, left engine. So I'm just going to add 10% more N1. Add some rudder input, trying to get everything coordinated, and then just make sure that I keep the aircraft stable. And I tell my first officer, right, left engine failed, copied, let's continue the approach, call in Mayday, let's get the trucks rolling.
0, 3.
And then after landing, we just maintain, or we're just going to stay on the runway and then decide on further actions. But look at this. So now, single engine, I'm just adding a right rudder input. I've added about 10% more N1. A bit fast even. So this is the thing. Just trying to keep it nice and stable.
400. 300. 200.
Just a tad low, nothing to worry about.
100.
So this doesn't have to be super pretty, just save.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
There you go. Speed brakes up. No reverse, left engine. Manual brakes. Right, come to a stop, set the park brake. PA, attention crew on station, attention crew on station. And I would say, let's treat this as a engine damage. So let's do the items. Auto thrust is off. And then we got left engine, throttle idle, idle, left fuel control switch, cut off. There's no confirmation on the ground. You just do the items. And then we do left engine fire switch, pull, is confirmed, pulled. And there's no fire. Engine is secured. And now we would think about, okay, so is there a need to start the evacuation checklist? I'm going to wait for the fire brigade here. You know, if there's no, we open the windows, look outside, we'd ask the tower, is there any smoke visible? Is there anything leaking? Can you see anything? And but if there's no indications of a fire or smoke, whatever, we would just say, stay here. I would make the announcements to the passengers. We could even start the APU. And then shut the other engine down. But yeah, you know, if there's if there's clear indications that we're not on fire, there's no smoke, we secured the engine, it's just an engine failure, nothing else, we would just stay here. No, the 737 does not have automatic rotor trim. No, not even with autopilot on, no. It has a yaw dampening system, but that's it. Yeah, so you could see that, and I've done this many, many times in the Level D simulator, in varying conditions, and yeah, you know, if you just remember to add thrust and add a bit of rudder input to keep the aircraft nicely coordinated, and you know, in good energy management, then and that's it. That's not really anything, you know, out of the ordinary in that sense. So I think that's a nice demonstration of how relaxed it can be if you just continue, assuming everything's, you know, stable. That's the thing. You can't force the landing. So, you know, you can't justify a single engine landing becoming unstable and then, you know, crashing on the runway, because then the go around would have been the safer course of action, obviously. Right. But if you are able to quickly stabilize the aircraft, you know, and then in a crew coordination sense, coordinate with your neighbor here and you know, say, hey, you happy with continuing? You know, any objections, anything I'm missing here, your thoughts, whatever, and then yeah, you would just continue. So comparing the flight time, was it 2 minutes now compared to 15 minutes, you know, under single engine if you go around? Now, it doesn't mean that I'm saying you should always continue. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's an option you have, you should consider. And for me personally, I've always found the exercises and continuing the approach fairly straightforward, right? Right, any questions? Cool. On Tuesday, guys, we are going to be back in the FS Labs. We're going to continue on the European tour on Tuesday, and I've arranged ATC. From Keflavik, we're going to Nuuk. It's Bravo Golf, Bravo Hotel, I think. Is that correct? Bravo Golf, Bravo Hotel or something. So put that down in your calendars. We're going to be departing. I think we said it's going to be at... Let me see what time we said. So we'll be departing around 1800 UTC. So feel free to join, and I'm pretty sure that we have freeware scenery for Nuuk. Or Nuuk, I don't know how to pronounce that. Let's just have a look. Flightsim.to. Yeah. So there is a freeware, as it's Bravo Golf Hotel, by the way. So there's a freeware scenery, and we're going to have ATC on VATSIM, and that has the new 2,200 meter runway as well, right? So hope many of you will join on Tuesday. That's when the next stream is going to be. Until then, as always, thank you so much for your support. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again very, very soon on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everyone. And my dear moderators, as always, thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all the help. And take care, everyone. Good night to you.